Hey guys, welcome to the Dead Truth Podcast. I have Mr. Casey with me tonight. He's another legitimate original Walker stalker, kind of like me. Hello, Mr. Casey. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Hey, doing good, Jimmy. Thanks for having me.
Oh, anytime, boss. We're waiting on Mr. Becker to get on, but in the meanwhile, how's everything going? You enjoy this weekend?
Yes, had a good time this weekend. Did the camp hosted by Oscar Red Hat. He put a good event. I know there's a lot of volunteers that helped out with that, so huge shout out to all of them. And then on Saturday there was a water tower tours car tour where we visited several of the Walking Dead locations. Where they actually did some filming, and it was pretty cool.
Oh, cool, man. I know the Lighthouse tour is something new. I know you went on it. How overall? I mean, you've done a lot of other tours. It's pretty good, right?
Oh yeah, it was really good. Unfortunately with Atlanta movie tours, closing, there's no bus to able to cart you around. So this was an opportunity where Cindy or from Water Tower Tours, it was kind of a guided tour, like a convoy, where several of us, hopped in our cars and followed her to the different locations. And it's really cool, just because she's a huge walker stalker, original herself. She has all kinds of information, just like you, Jimmy. Behind the scenes, meeting the actors. So it's pretty cool. And some of those locations, as you mentioned, I've been to Grantville. I've been to Harrelson. But going over to Hogansville was new for me. So that was really cool to be able to see, like, where Beta's origin house is.
Yeah.
And also the movie theater where, the survivors got that light bulb.
Oh yeah. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Baker, how did you enjoy the camp, buddy?
Hello. Sorry, I had slight technical difficulty getting in. It's good to see
Oh,
you,
good,
Jim.
man. Good to see you.
Casey, the legend is on the podcast. What are you doing, buddy?
Hey, not much. It was an honor to meet you this weekend, man.
You too, brother. You too. Jimmy, ask me the question one more time. I'm sorry, I think I got sidetracked.
How was overall the camp this weekend? I know Oscar always does a great job, but I think he topped himself for this weekend.
Oh man, it was. I don't mean this any way negative. With COVID and everything, if you would have told me a few weeks ago that I was going to roll into the parking lot and there would be 300 people and there would be people lined around buildings and the parking lot's full, I would have said, okay, yeah, maybe next year, in the summer. I had no idea. He definitely did a great job. Everybody, that put the work in to help him get that thing going. Phenomenal group of people. Oscar being the ringleader and our fearless leaders, I should say. It was epic. That's the only word I can think of. Every celebrity that attended was phenomenal. The vendors were phenomenal. Gave folks a lot of good experiences. I made a lot of new friends, family, and so I can't even really find the word good enough to describe it, to be truthful. It was awesome.
I can. It was like, we basically are one big family, and when we get together, it's more or less like a family reunion. And I'll be honest with you, I hadn't seen Casey in forever, and when I laid eyes on him, man, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, "There's my boy right there." I missed him, and having you and him in the same parking lot was pretty goddamn cool. Excuse my language, it really was. And
that was probably too much sexiness for that parking lot.
It's true.
Let me back up. Now that makes sense to me. I heard, because this lady come up to me and she said, "Did you hear?" She said, because I'd taken my vest off to eat and everything. She said, "Did you hear what's over in the parking lot?" She said, "I think they're filming like a Magic Mike Part 5 audition or something over there. She just got the boots, and the one dude got the long hair, and the guy has got a beard, kind of looked like you a little bit. And this other dude, he just got this chiseled jawbone. I said, I think they're talking about us, but yeah.
What do you mean all the wops were out in effect that night? Yeah.
We said all the mops are out in effect. Great janitorial crew.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, hey, Danielle, what's up, Mr. Steve? We love you, man. Hey, Pam, what's going on? So, Casey, I remember meeting you back in the day. How much has this stuff changed in the amount of time where I first met you until yesterday? Kind of lay it down, man.
Well, I mean, the way I look at Walking Dead, I mean, it's in a short amount of time, it's really reached Star Wars level of fandom. Except the only difference is it's filmed here in the U.S. and as a native of Georgia or being from Georgia, it's filmed in my backyard basically. Granted, it's a 3-hour drive. It's literally in your backyard, Jimmy. But just the show's been great. I mean, shows don't reach 10 years often. And just the fandom's been awesome. Unfortunately, it's been a roller coaster as far as as I talked about Atlanta movie tours. Just as soon as all these businesses opened, unfortunately with COVID, I think a lot of these businesses are affected and ultimately had to close. But it is cool to see new businesses pop up. And that's really what got me interested in just visiting these places. Um, yeah, at first, I love the show and I just wanted to come see the filming for myself. I just wanted to see the locations. Never thought I'd get to, see Andrew Lincoln running across a set. That was the first time me and Jimmy met. So that was very cool that, you just opened me with, or welcomed me with open arms, and I got to experience that. And then that was kind of the unexpected part, right? Just the fans, um it's really been a family, people like Jimmy and even Baker, just meeting them. I mean, we're like family, man. And I met Oscar probably about 4 or 5 years ago. He was just a fan, walking through Sonoy, and then I see him, to meet him and just run into him, and we hit it off. um and we've kept in touch over Facebook over the years, and just to see his art blow up, and then now he's running a con, that's crazy. So it's pretty cool to see that, and it's really cool to see that these little towns are getting put on the map. And I wish businesses the best, and they're not even all Walking Dead related. Just look at all these main streets. It's funny, as we were going through, I mentioned going to that car tour. As we're driving around all those different locations, most of the addresses and where they film are on Main Street. That's literally the name. So you're going to basically Main Street of all these different towns, and just to see, I know Sonoy, for example, when I first went there, man, I swear there were only 3 or 4 stores that were open. And now you look at that place and it's booming. And then where we did the dead camp, right outside of Jacob's Table, like none of that was there when I went. And to see that, oh my gosh, that place it's just amazing what they've done there and what they've built. So it is cool to see life coming back.
I think you came up before there was even a Woodbury shop, man. Because Woodbury shop, because Woodbury shop used to be where the ice cream place is, and they moved it across the street from there, and then it moved downstairs from there. I think COVID what made it move downstairs. But Baker, man, when you first started coming down, what was the first thing you wanted to see when you got here?
Oh man, you mean back in the beginning?
Yeah, like the first trip you ever come down with before you met me.
I actually had a pretty unique experience. I tried to kind of do things in order, which was kind of backwards because I was going from city to city and wasting a lot of fuel and time. But man, I wanted to see Andy Lincoln's house, Rick Grimes' house, because to me, waking up, from a coma, not knowing where your family's at, not knowing what's going on, not knowing what's going on, and then going to your home, your domicile, your place of peace, your sanctuary, and seeing your family's gone, that would just be devastating, because at that moment, you're alone in the world and you can't answer any questions, and it's changed. So to me, that was kind of like a pivotal, you have to go out now and do something. Okay. That's what Rick Grimes got from that. So I went there first, and actually at the time met the owner, really, really sweet lady. They were doing renovation. She gave me one of the address numbers off the house. And I think I caught her kind of early on, before a lot of the, fans that, not saying nothing negative about our fans, because we love all you guys, but there's some that can be, maybe as welcoming as some of the others. Maybe still things, but no, I met her and got the number. I wanted to see that, and I wanted to see Herschel's farm. Of course, we couldn't get access to that, but maybe one day in a podcast, I don't know. But really, that and the police station, and then Woodbury, Sonoy. Just the first time I pulled through there, and and I'm not taking nothing. I agree with Casey 100%. That this town has grown and it's booming, and I love it for that wonderful community. But I remember going there back in the day, and I could pull in, I could leave East Tennessee, I could drive down. The town was shut down at 4:30. Okay, and I would pull in and I would actually sleep, because I'd be tired, take a nap before I'd go find a hotel or whatever it was I was doing, or go back there in the back parking lot behind the Woodbury shop that's got all the pretty trees and the brick ground. But just being there, it was like, wow, I'm here. I have arrived, and that was it. The other place later on was a place called the Satellites, which we won't talk about because apparently it's of the bears and different stuff, but aliens. Yeah.
All right, guys. Now I got to holler at Dale Boswell. He's actually in the group promoting the Dead Man Tours. What's up, Dale? And Jeff Wagner, we love you. We know you've seen it. Quit bragging to us. We know you've seen our farm. We get it. We love you. Kind of want to choke you a little bit. We still love you, though. Now, guys, I think for the most part, we're all fans and everything. And, I mean, coming together, I think this is a wonderful thing, and we need to do it more often. I think, personally, this is just my personal opinion, I think Oscar does this whole con thing better than Walker Stalker. And I hate to say that. It's a more family oriented, it's more personable, and I feel like you get one-on-one treatment and you're not rushed through it. I think we need to build him up, and we need to build this whole thing we got going on more. I think just being a part of the security team, which I appreciate you putting me in being a part of that, Dustin. And Oscar, of course, and
you listen, and I'm not just saying this because we're on the podcast. You did phenomenal, and we really do appreciate you. And you've always been family to me, and Oscar and Casey, everybody's always loved you. But I'm glad to have you part of this family as well. So thank you again.
Well, no problem, man. Like I said, anything for y'all.
Can I steal 30 seconds there?
You can steal anything you want.
I had to take. We had to take, my boy Steve there came down and did an epic job as well. Thank you for your help again, Steve. You were phenomenal. Everybody loved you. But Steve and I had to take in some sides. And of course, when we were doing that, we basically come across fans. And of course, we weren't dressed up and in our gear and stuff. And they just didn't really recognize us or know us. They were fans coming for the first time. And so we were sitting there talking to them at the Whisperer Bridge or the Lawless Bridge, whatever you want to call it, on Covered Bridge Road down there in Woodbury. But basically, these guys were talking, Jimmy, that's exactly what you said. I heard them over talking, and they said, we went to Walker Stalker, and, we've been to, this con and that con, but gosh, we left with, a lot of good memories. And they were telling somebody else about it and kind of explaining what it was, because the person they were talking to thought they were talking about Walker Stalker that they went to just recently. And this guy and his wife were like, no, we went to the camp, and, so exactly what you said, I heard from a stranger about this show. And of course I interjected and, introduced myself to everybody. But Oscar, the team that Oscar has and everybody, that is a nucleus that I would put up against any other convention or group of people anytime, any day. So,
yeah. Hey, hello, Christy Mills, Christy Stanford. We love you, Miss Stanford. We know you. Hey, Victoria, how you doing, honey? You know, everybody's family, and that's what I love. Mr. Casey,
Yeah.
what keeps bringing you back, man?
Oh, more locations. I mean, with every new episode, there's a new location, and I know you know where it's at, so
Oh,
I always hit you up, man.
You know, I've took you places where Dustin would literally wrap his hand around my throat if he knew where I took you. This was before I actually, you know, really got in good with Dustin.
did Casey go to school?
Yeah.
I neither confirm nor deny, unless Jimmy does.
Yeah, he went to the school. That's when I worked there, though. I worked there when that happened.
That is true.
But you know what? And I'm not just saying this because Casey's here. I love Casey. He's my brother now, so no hard feelings.
Hey, man. I hear you, man.
When you wake up in the morning, though, and you got Baker over there sleeping like a zombie, snoring on your sofa, and you tell him, "Hey, come on, I'm going to get my kid from school," and you don't come. I mean, how less blunt can you be? I mean, I try to take him.
No.
And it was for an event. It was for
oh God!
it was for the season 4.
You mean to tell me you bragged on Casey to me for like ever and ever? And I'm your brother, and you never told this man the story.
Well, I don't want to tell it.
But I'm going to tell Casey. Yeah.
All right, go ahead and tell Casey the story.
Go ahead.
You know you're going to anyway.
30 seconds of roulette. Okay, so anyway, so when I first started coming to Walking Dead world here in Georgia, you know, Sonoy, wherever, I get introduced to Jimmy. We hit it off, I thought. You know, I loved him. He gave me his phone number. He's like, call me anytime you're down here, man. We'll go out and do stuff. We'll go out and watch film. And I said, what do you mean watch filming? Oh, you can go watch them film. Really? Oh, yeah. And they do these little things, and there's get-togethers, and we have people, the zombies come and other stuff. Yeah, man. So that particular year, I went to Georgia a lot. Okay. Call Jimmy. You know, hey, Jimmy, it's Dustin. Give me a call. I'm down in Georgia. I'm coming to Georgia. Casey, ask me how long it took Jimmy to return my phone call.
How long did it take?
A year. And what? In that year, guess what happened? The school. You know. And the funny thing about it was, and it's not that I'm mad at Jimmy, because listen, truthfully today, if it wasn't for people like Jimmy and Oscar, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, getting the privilege to be security and bodyguard and dignitary protection. But I'm mad at Jimmy because, for one thing, he literally started telling the story to somebody right after I started hanging out with him. So I missed it by like some little small window.
All right, Casey can vouch for me. Casey, back then, remember we used to have 100+ people per tour. Remember?
Oh yeah.
It was like the Beatles, man. It was freaking crazy the amount of people would show up for tours, and what Dustin would fit in that window with. I had problems going on personally, and I had problems going on like through where I was working, and I had trouble, I would say, trusting people that I hung out with on the tour. I love Dustin. I always will, but the first couple times you meet somebody, I was introduced to Casey in a different way. I was introduced to Casey because he was working on a documentary, and I got a chance to be closer to him than I would be Dustin.
You gave me your phone number and said, call anytime, bro.
But you understand that I was going through a lot of stuff in my personal life.
You good? We ain't on the Dr. Phil show here, but it's good now. Don't get rid of me. You tried, not really, but so you.
I didn't try, honestly. When I actually got a chance to actually sit down with you and meet you, Dustin. Let me say this, Casey. Dustin had one of the most epic days I ever seen any fan have. Remember, I used to take you out and you seen one person, you were happy.
Yeah.
I took Dustin out one night. We met the whole cast in one night. No joke. And like, he thought I was crazy. I'm like, this don't happen all the time. You're really special. You know, come back. And Baker's like, I can do this all the time. I'm going to meet everybody in one night again. Never happen again.
I remember Jimmy saying, look, now listen, man, I can't promise you nothing. Okay, you maybe want to come out. Might not be a big one. You know, maybe not. I don't know. Literally that day, I'll never forget. I was over there, and Stephen Yu and Glenn, he was signing my stuff, and all of a sudden Jimmy grabs me and pulls me back. He said, "Come on, we gotta go over here." I said, "Who's over there?" He's like, "Maggie's over here." I'm like, "Thought you said we wasn't going to get, you know?" Jimmy's like dragging me around. He's like, "You gotta get in here, get in here." You know, felt like I was on a football team and I was like the fullback.
My puppet on a string, what he was. But, you know, I think I took you out when we met Andrew Lincoln. And who all we met the first time I took you out, Casey?
It was Andrew Lincoln. Well, actually, I didn't meet him like in person or anything, but they were just filming a scene, and he was running to his trailer.
Oh, that's right. You were there the day the governor was filming, and
yes, by that cemetery.
The oxygen tanks at the old. Okay, so remember Lily's daddy on the show had ran out of oxygen. The governor's job was to go get the oxygen tanks. So we're sitting out there, and this was a long day, Dustin. It was like 12 to 16-hour day, and I'm not playing. So we went out there first thing in the morning at 6 o'clock. We were on set, no joke. Wow. We waited and waited and waited and waited, and then the monsoon came and wiped everything out. It was bad.
It was bad.
And I think Trey, one of the fans that was with us, he was waving around in this mud puddle that came up to his waist. And I think that boy was like 6 foot tall, man.
Uh-huh.
And we were sitting there, and I'm like, oh, shit, this is really bad. Like, this rainstorm was hail. They're not coming out. And all of a sudden, when it dried up, the crew come out because we stood out in the rain and dealt with that. They came out and gave Trey a poncho. It had Glenn on it. It had all the blood and everything. It was cool as hell.
Yeah.
That was the coolest poncho ever. Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. And Trey Battles has it. Yeah. Great guy. But anyway, they gave him that, and they gave us all kind of like prizes and stuff. And I remember I got a sound koozie, like a season 4 sound koozie. And Casey, they decided to go out and film some of the documentary he was working on out in the cemetery with Travis Charpentier, who played R.B. Walker.
Yep.
So they were across the street, and all of a sudden, then Nicotero walks up, and I was like, I'm not going over there. I'm gonna miss out. So everybody that went across the street with the documentary didn't get a damn thing that day.
Yep. Like, you met Nicotero, I think, right?
Yeah, I met Nicotero with Heather Diaz that day. That's the first day I ever laid eyes on Heather Diaz.
Dude.
And Heather's like, "Let me take your picture." I'm like, "You're a nice lady." I was like, "I appreciate that." And it was cool, man. We hung out there with who was that, Day and Sean Watson and his brother Ben. I mean, we hung out all day. But I think, awesome. Every day I've ever had on set never compared to that day because of that rainstorm ever. And we didn't hardly meet anybody.
I know, right?
It's just crazy. Yep. All right, Mr. Casey. You loved Grantville, right? Your favorite spot to hang out with when you come down was always Grantville.
Yeah. Clear's definitely one of my favorite episodes. And man, Grantville, it is the episode Clear. I mean, Morgan's apartment, King County Cafe. I mean, it's all there, and it's like walking on a movie set, you know, a movie lot.
Oh yeah,
pretty cool.
That's and I'll throw this out there. I don't know that Lenny James, actor from Morgan, will ever hear this, but every episode Lenny James has kind of been isolated in, which is Clear, and then with the Cheesemaker, is just phenomenal. Just captures you and brings you in, and he's actually for the longest time one of my favorite characters. And my favorite character, and but
yep.
I went back to Rick Grimes, but he's just a phenomenal person, human being, and great actor. So he helped make that. But I love Grantville as well. And that's talking about Oscar. I mean, isn't there a funny story about Oscar and Grantville, Jimmy? Is that something?
Well, all right. I worked at the high school. So I got off every day at the same time, regardless. So during the summer, I would only work 3 12-hour days, and sometimes I get off early, and I'd be there. I want to say sometimes I get off at 3 o'clock. So I'd come down, and in the days I got off early, and Marlene would be down there doing the tour instead of me. And I come down there this particular day, and I drove across the railroad tracks, and I seen this guy on top of the roof, and he was hauling ass, man. He's running around, jumping up and down. I was like, who is this crazy SOB here? I was like, what the hell? So I'm over there like, Jim's going to yell at us. That's all I could think. I'm like, Jim's really going to kill me. This dude's going to get on top of the roof and fall through. So I run over to Marlene. I said, who in the hell is on the roof? She goes, calm the hell down. It's just Oscar. I'm like, who the hell is Oscar, man? She's like, it's just Oscar. And Casey's like, it's the first day I ever met Oscar. Casey, his wife, looked at me and said, he does this all the time. I'm really sorry. I'm like, it's cool. I was like, it's what it is. He come down and he was literally the loudest and coolest fan I met in a long, long time. Oscar still, man, after all this time, he kind of brings that up. It's kind of hilarious, man. He's like, I'm the only fan that ever got to go up there. I'm like, yeah, because we were scared somebody's going to fall through that damn roof. You know, when Lenny James was up there, I got pictures of him. He had harnesses and everything else on for safety. Oscar was just running around there like a damn chicken with his head cut off and jumping up and down acting crazy. I thought he was going to fall through the damn roof.
I wouldn't expect any different.
Yeah. I know, right?
But no, that's the first day I ever met Oscar. I think Dustin, the first day I ever met him was in the Woodbury shop downstairs. Cindy actually introduced me. Folks don't know it. There's a lady that used to run the Woodbury shop named Cindy. You remember her last name, y'all?
I did if you hadn't asked me on live.
Yeah. But anyway, she is the mother of the Woodbury shop. What they have in there now, I mean, I like those people, but they didn't help create that. But Cindy did, man, and she was just a sweet lady. I know, where's the first time I ever met you, Casey?
I want to say it was that they were talking about when I was interviewed Travis. Yeah, it was on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was that.
Yeah, okay. I know, you know, I've met people in just different situations, and it's not the same as it used to be back then, because back then it was always something new. And it was always over the top. And it was like, no matter who you met, they were going to leave an impression on you. Right. I remember when I had this lady that, if you go on the Grateful Tour page now, Greg Whaley actually gave her a picture of Norman Reedus that was autographed. And she would, I did this tour with this lady, and I'm like, Greg, this lady, no matter what, she's going to go crazy if you give her something to Norman Reedus. And he walked by, and I went to the store with this lady. We came out. We always sit on that bench outside, okay? So I stood up against the wall, let the lady sit on the bench, and Greg went over to his truck, and he pulled this picture out of Norman Reedus. But I didn't understand. I didn't know he was actually giving her an autographed picture, okay? This lady freaked out so bad, she scared the hell of her daughter and everybody else on that street. That's how bad she was yelling. So that video is still on the Grateful Tour page to this day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
In case, you know, speaking of where you meet people at, had Jimmy called, I could have met back then, and we could have been brothers a long time ago.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah, it's all my fault. That's normal. Don't worry about it. It's my fault. I take it.
Trying to get between us?
That's what it is, man. And I got man Christian on both of you. Don't want you to meet. That's all it is.
I'm just saying, look, if you combine his hair and my beard, where the love child is Jason Momoa. I'm just throwing that in.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
So you know, and I missed the beginning, and I'm sorry, but what was your guy? If we already answered this, we can totally go a different direction. But what did you guys like? What was your top? You know, just one thing or a thing that you enjoyed about this past weekend, as far as you know, we can stick it to the camp or the whole weekend, like whatever you want to do. Have we already hit that, or am I late to the party?
No, you're
Talk
good.
About the tour.
Yeah. So my favorite. Okay, I'm gonna break it down like this. Okay. I enjoyed interviewing David Simpson. He's with he wrote a book about The Walking Dead, not The Walking Dead, but his own little thing he's got going on. That was really cool to see his Mustang and everything, Zombie Road. I think that was truly awesome. I enjoyed that about Harrelson and actually critiquing Oscar's event, man. You know, I worked for Walker Stalker for a little while too, and it was not as hectic. It didn't oversell it. That's the number one thing I can say. He didn't really oversell it. I think he did it to the best of his ability. And I think when the fans came through there, they wasn't overwhelmed. The vendors could actually make money. So the vendors didn't get stiffed on their money, and then they had to go back and double dip because all the actors got the money. You had one major star there, and the rest was damn good. The rest of the talent was awesome. That was my takeaway from it, was everybody left really happy, and you didn't get no excuses like, well, don't come back, or this is what you need to expect.
I didn't hear from a security side, out there going around, because you were locking down the middle force, walking around patrolling, and I did not have one incident. I did not hear a negative word. And I'm not just saying that. Anybody of our listeners, about if I did miss something, you can put it out there. We'll address it and do our best to make things right. But I had not one. I didn't see an angry person. I didn't see a fight. I didn't see nobody mad. It was great. I mean, even standing in line, I remember we went down by, Cooper's line, Jerry, for his photo line. It was just piled up at the back, right? Everybody just sitting there hanging out in line. Nobody stressed out. And, I've looked at lines, walker stalker, and people be, kind of like nervous and all bunched up. And, I thought they were in line to go to the bathroom at Woodstock or something. Next time over, well, yeah, that's where photo ops are. So,
right.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Mr. Steve. I think you're sexy too, buddy. Just saying, he's sending love out there. So guys, I know the next one's coming up in May. I know it's going to be pretty good, and I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
And remember, location is.
I hadn't said anything about a location.
I know. You the man. You're the man.
I don't know any location. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's right. Yeah, you might not. I don't know.
I think Baker's telling himself a little bit here. I think he's the one throwing it out there. I'm just saying.
Maybe I'm going to wait a year and tell you like you waited a year to call me. But guys, I'm going to say this. Listen to what I'm telling you. Okay. Already for next year, the location is going to be off the hook. I'm going to, you know what? I might even coin my own little thing and call it Walker stock instead of Woodstock. Okay. It's going to be huge. Okay.
Nice.
We already have a key talent, a key person. I'll give you a hint, small hint. Oscar, do not kill me. This person has not, to my knowledge, I know for a fact, haven't attended a Walking Dead convention. And phenomenal person.
I keep looking behind you. I'm waiting for Oscar to come out and pop you upside the damn head. I swear to God, that's what I'm looking for. I'm like, Oscar's back there somewhere. I know he is.
I'm gonna make sure Oscar's like. I think I just got fired 3 times and.
Well, go ahead and get somebody to write your will for you real quick, because Oscar's good. I think he's driving to your house right now.
And that's the thing. And I'm not again just saying this, but literally. Oscar and his team and the admin side of everything and the backbone, as we'll call it, and I would start listing names, but I'd leave somebody out and I would feel so bad, but you all know who you are. We literally got done with that event, okay? The next day, Oscar and them were planning the next event. The next day.
Wow.
I think he already had it locked down the next day.
Yeah.
I think he did. I think he had it locked down, but
he has it locked down there, right? Mm-hmm. So, see, Casey, did you see?
I don't know. I don't know where this is. I have no idea.
Somebody in here.
I have no idea. I don't know anything. I don't know a word. That's blasphemy. I think Oscar's behind you, by the way. Hey Dale, yeah, we love Days of the Dead, man. Days of the Dead is always at the Sheraton Hotel in downtown Atlanta. Right as you get off the Jimmy Carter Library exit, right there to the left. Awesome event. I always like it because it's small, and they got like a lot of horror people, kind of like Kane Hodder and all those. I think I met what's his name? I made up there. I always forget people's name. I'm sorry. Jason Hughes, I think his name is. He was off Jay and Silent Bob. I met up there in Atlanta. Yeah. We really got to get Deputy Doofy though, man. We got to work on that.
That is the right there, the security team guy that
Did you see his new video in Vegas? I just want you to know that was pretty awesome.
I did.
Yeah,
literally, he was carrying around 6 feet and walking 6 feet put on a board, like actual feet of a mannequin, and said, "Oh, everybody's gonna be within 6 feet," and he was holding that out to people. I was like, "That guy's doing really good impersonation." And Jimmy's like, "Well, that's really the guy." I'm like, "What do you mean? That's really the guy?" I was like, "Oh,
yeah, that's really the guy, man." He that deputy. I've learned a little bit about this guy. Okay, I don't remember his name at all, but I remember he made that character up on his own. He actually brought it to Damon and Marlon Wayans and shot that character, and he actually made that character in the Scary Movie for real. It was really cool.
I'm gonna Google his name now so you can get props because I feel bad. I'm like he was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, I can't never remember names.
By Dave Sheridan.
Oh, Dave Sheridan, yeah. Oh, by the way, since we're bringing up people's name, William Bell, man, I really appreciate the interview Saturday. You were awesome. I would love to have you back on the show. We do it as a threesome. Actually, David Simpson as well. We can hook that up as well. David, you want to get back on the show? Hook up with me. We'll get you back on here and we'll do a full hour with you, man. That way we can, get you some books out there, buddy.
Yeah, William's a phenomenal guy, man. He's good people, and I'm sorry I did not get to hear it. I haven't got to watch it because I just got home. But yeah,
it's okay. William Bell, man, that's a big dude. I didn't realize how big that guy was. He can beat all three of us up at the same time.
Let me tell you something.
And your baby Jason Momoa at the same time.
William Bell ever gets mad at me, I'm gonna pull out my taser, tase myself, and just I'm done. Come on, you're kidding me while I'm still stunned.
Hey, Mark Roberts, what's up, buddy?
Can't fight that. Mark Roberts, is he on? Oh, look at that.
Yes, he is. We got to get him on here with the dead cards as well.
We do. We got to get Mark Roberts on. Mark, man, listen, we love you. Thank you for this weekend. You and your friend hanging out with you guys. Just absolutely great people. I knew you were great before. We kind of crossed paths and stuff, but actually getting to hang with you. Guys, if you haven't checked out the Dead Cards, go do that. He has some great work.
Oh, yeah.
And, I was talking to him a little bit about it. And I was like, because up here, I've given out some of my cards to some kids at birthday parties and stuff, and they love it. And I went to get a uniform, for being constable. And I saw these cards with police dogs on them. I was like, well, that's pretty cool. I was talking to Mark about that. So, I saw cards with police dogs. Maybe you ought to do the law enforcement thing and blah, blah, blah. And, we were talking about all that. And Mark was like, yeah. And then we started talking in depth about what I said, man, you know what? Every time I see your cards, I just feel like it's almost like a Topps card, from The Walking Dead, and the old Cryptozoic cards from The Walking Dead, the originals had a love child. Because look here, man, mine are custom. I didn't know that. I thought we were taking a picture and you throw it on there. Mark is in there, actually designing that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you were getting your own personal custom from him.
Hey, Mark. This is coming from me, buddy. Me and Dustin, we went out to a location one time, and we found some zombie clothes they actually left behind there. So I'm gonna donate them to you to make cards out of, for material cards. Also, yeah, I'm gonna give you that. We might. Do you want me to donate the other thing we found, Mr. Baker?
Yes, right here to my office on this wall, so you can
go.
But yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let you explain what we found. The most coolest thing I've ever found during the Walking Dead stuff ever.
Or what we could do, here in support of the camp or a charity or something.
Yeah.
I'm happy to donate it as like a raffle item, or take something for the podcast here. Maybe we can talk about it and let folks donate in and give back some to charity and do some stuff with our podcast to help us a little bit, but. We, Jimmy and I had basically, you put Jimmy and I together to go do locations, and it's either going to be, we're going to be like the crew from Lost or Gilligan's Island, or you're going to see us and be like, man, them dudes are on it right there. Okay. So we're out there one day, and it's at the location where Morgan, they're leading the Saviors out. They're all in handcuffs after they just raided the compound. And Morgan's, they're leading them through, and all of a sudden you see these zombies start rolling down a hill, okay? And they're taking out people, and some of the Saviors run off. But Jimmy and I are standing there with our good friend Emily, and we look up on the hill, and it's like, Jimmy, there's something up there on the hill. He's like, there ain't nothing on the hill. Jimmy, there's something on the hill. So we walk up through there. Dustin almost died in that moment because Jimmy was running one way and I'm trying to run straight up the hill. I was not Sylvester Stallone cliffhanger, but I saw
what Jimmy does when we go to a location like that. I look for ways smarter than Dustin does because I realize that those camera guys has to go up the hill to get up there to help the walkers come down. So if you have those big ass cameras, there got to be an easier way up there. So Jimmy goes looking for a trail. Dustin just go booking it up a damn 50-foot hill. Go ahead, Mr. Baker.
Jimmy and a squirrel all left at the same time to go toward it. He beat me in the squirrel. No kidding. Really did. But anyway, we found the clothing up there, right? That's what, Mark Roberts, we have confirmed with staff and research and video that is on the walking dead. So do some relic cards.
Oh, wow.
Also, we got some bullets, relic cards as well.
Well, the coolest thing of all, though, that's what I want you to get to.
I'm getting there. So, all right. So, Jimmy and I are just kind of walking around, and we're tickled to death with what we got. And all of a sudden, Jimmy sees something. He's like, what's this right here? And he pulls it up, and I'm like, kind of looking at it. And I'm like, it looks like something rubber, like a deflated basketball. But Jimmy opens it up, and when he does, literally the skies opened, a sunbeam came down, the birds started chirping, and it was one of the faces of a walker, and what Jimmy and I had come to learn. But I think Jimmy actually already knew, but I'm going to say Jimmy and I came to learn it, so I feel smart, was that the walkers in the back, they give them makeup and things and do that, but it's more of just a covering to, kind of just blend in because they're not really saw that much. The ones up front, they get more detail. But we have an entire front walker face, and of course, Jimmy and I being fans, we already had the Whisperers coming in 6 years before they're supposed to come in because that's what we knew that it was, but it wasn't. But it's pretty cool. It's some of the prospects.
If you want to donate that to auction it off, we can do that because right now, I'll be honest with you, it's just sitting in the drawer. The actual cloth that Walker had, we'll give that to you, Mark. And we'll try to figure out some stuff because honestly, I used to have a hell of a collection and I've kind of cut back a little bit. And the amount of stuff, Dustin collects bigger quality stuff. I just collect anything I can get my hands on back in the day. And Baker actually owns the hook that used to be in the Rick and Governor barn. He bought that.
Yeah.
Mr. Casey,
still trying to find a car, though, guys. To the listeners out here, I want a car from The Walking Dead. And I want it to be a car like that I've saw, not one on the side of the road, Don't have to be, Andy's police car, Rick's police car, or sheriff's car, but I want a car. So anybody that knows
explain that picture behind you, Casey. I want to know about that because you got it up there. I want to see.
So speaking about the Walker Stalker Convention, this is actually a photo op I got at the very first Walker Stalker Convention. And I had backed them on a Kickstarter. Mm-hmm. So, prices were a lot cheaper back then.
Oh, yeah.
And, so I think I got VIP tickets for like $100 back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And this photo op, I went ahead and did this. It was basically, season 3. It's got Bob and Sasha. They were new at the times. I don't even think their episode had aired at the time I got this photo. And so then, there's Chandler Riggs. And of course, the two big dogs, Rick and Daryl, are in there. So, yeah, this is definitely my prized possession. And then I got a frame or a mat for it, and everybody has signed it except for Rick. So that's what this little blank spot is right here.
Well, if he actually comes back and we start seeing him down here, hopefully, I'm hoping, and he actually comes back.
And I keep reading articles, and I just got a feeling. I'm not Negan here. I just got a feeling.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm hoping, man. That. I keep seeing pictures on Twitter of him in England. It's like, man, just come back. You know what I'm saying? It would help the show so much. You just come back just for the last 2 seasons. That's it, man.
But don't let that discourage you because you know how they like to do Kirkman and AMC, man. They'll keep him there. If he's going to film on a Wednesday, I don't know airlines possible. If they're gonna film on, they'll bring him in Tuesday night. Sneak him in. We'll never know anyways. But don't let that discourage you. We gotta make it happen. I mean, you cannot end this show, guys, without Andy Lincoln.
For real.
Yeah, it's like I still say they're missing the main character. It don't make any sense to me, but it's whatever, man. And, let's see. I'm thinking. Let's see what we got. Much time left. Let's go over Mr. Casey. So, do you like the podcast? Do you like the whole thing? Do you like being on here?
Yeah, absolutely. Just found out about it, when I ran into you at the camp. Yeah. So I watched a couple episodes, before getting on tonight, and yeah, I love it, man. It's this is definitely one of those for fans, by fans podcasts, of The Walking Dead. So you're doing a good job. You both are.
I appreciate it. But I'm on
rocking it tonight, baby.
Appreciate it.
Everybody give our boy Casey some props.
So what my plan is with Casey? Yeah, I actually have plans with Casey. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring him in to be a third wheel, and nights that I have to go pick up my kids or something, he can fill in.
Same thing. Like I was getting ready to message you and say, "Hey, is Casey free too? Like, can Casey?"
Yeah. So that way, no matter what, if you're not here, Baker, I can have somebody to talk to. In reverse, if I'm not here, you and him could lead the show, and that would help me out greatly. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to make it a good family and roll with it. And, I hope that, along the way, all the fans will love Casey just as much as we do. I know everybody already does, but a lot of people don't know him because he ain't been around for a while. We need to fix that, right, Casey?
We do.
Yeah.
Stupid COVID.
Yeah. We're gonna hook it up, though. And if y'all don't know Casey, man, he's a dear friend of mine. I've known him and Baker just as long as I've known, anybody else. And he used to come down when I was in Grantville and help me with tours down there and hung out with me and Jim. And Dustin did the same. Dustin used to come down. I remember he donated some money to help the tour out and everything. And I think that went to the wall when they rebuilt it, when fans kept throwing, the bricks out the wall and messing it up. That I've always tried to make this a family, and I think it's finally coming to par. I know for a long time I couldn't be a part of it, and I apologize about that. But I think that, we are coming together as a whole now. Mr. Baker, if you want to bring anybody on the show, feel free to. I know Mark, he's on here now, but we got to get him on screen. That way we can talk about the dead cards.
Mark too
Absolutely.
Sexy. Mark's too sexy to bring on screen, guys. We bring Mark on. You're going to go from Walking Dead to like Magic Mike 4 podcast or something like that.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on over his booth. All the women hanging out over there. Now I know.
Oh man, it was like it was yeah. I second that. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I
thought it was just because. Yeah, I thought it was because of Oscar. It turns out it was Mark the whole time.
Now I'm going to be calling Jimmy Oscar behind you now. You got me out. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. So, we're going to start doing this as a trio, and I think we'll be a stronger trio, and we'll actually kind of get ideas, and maybe we can do some events and everything when the camp comes up next year. I know we got a Halloween thing going on Halloween night in Harrelson. I'm going to try to be down there. So if y'all want to be at your homes, I'll be at the camp. Or not the camp. I'm going to be at the Harrelson, and we'll do it there.
You got a time machine in your pocket.
Do what?
I miss it. So you got a time machine in your pocket. I want to go back too. I miss it.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I did have a lot of fun. I got to admit it.
I want to go back already.
Same.
I was literally taking my vest off and my gear and my Colt Python. I was like, all right, can we do it again? Yeah, we just finished.
Hey, man, how was the hospital, by the way? I ain't been up there. Like, I live literally 5 minutes away from it. It's literally like a street over, and I ain't been back over. I went back there by myself, but I was probably going to get in trouble, but I'm just saying.
That was cool.
It was cool?
No, that was pretty cool, man. So it's gated off. I guess it is an old hospital. I guess it closed.
Well, both my kids were born there, yeah. I literally.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my kids were born there, yeah.
That's crazy, because the sign on the the sign outside, it says it closed like in 2012.
Yeah, it did. My youngest son was born in 2004 and 2000, 2002 and 2004. So yeah, they were born in that hospital. Yeah,
That's
no
crazy.
joke.
So yeah, man, it was really cool just to see that. Where Beth, where Daryl carries Beth out
Yeah,
after she's killed, and I think they used it for some beta scenes, right? When he's
Beta actually died there. So you see that big building where all the walkers swarmed him, and
yeah,
they stabbed him in the eyes right there.
up
That's
there.
exactly what they did. Yes, yep.
Okay,
Me,
cool.
true fact. Me and Baker was outside watching.
Whoa, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
me and
That's
Baker both
awesome.
did. Yeah, and
Yeah, we got to
Jeffrey
go
Dean
in.
Morgan left that night. Go ahead. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
I'm sorry. We got to go in and look at it. We couldn't get too close to the door because they actually were filming something else. I don't think it was Walking Dead,
Yeah,
but
they're always
somebody was
filming.
actually filming.
Yeah, the production company, all the production companies actually purchased that building. They were going to make it like a mental ward, and they actually changed their mind, and the production companies bought it. So they film in every hospital scene you can think of in that hospital.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yep.
That's smart.
Yeah, I mean, it is. They have a hospital, like a legitimate
Right. Why
hospital.
build it?
Yeah, exactly. I know, I think, what was that guy's name? Kent Wagner. Kent Wagner was, remember Beth dumped a man that was in a hospital bed down the elevator shaft? That was actually Kent Wagner. True fact.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah. Um, let's see here. Mr. Baker, got any thoughts for tonight?
I'm just excited. I feel rejuvenated. Man, I love The Walking Dead more than anybody. You know that. Everything from my office, house, friends, family, closest things. But this weekend was awesome. And it was because of all you guys and all you listeners and everybody that came to the camp. Thank you for that. We have all been just hemmed up, locked inside. And, thank everybody for following the rules. Thank everybody for being there, being supportive. I feel, like I said, man, I want to come back right now. I mean, I missed it, but now I just want to come back even more. And I do have one quirky thing. I told the lady I would not do this, but I totally want to do it. Jimmy, she met me at the camp. She said, I really like you on the podcast. She said, but can you do me a favor? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, why do you text on your phone so much during the show? You have pretty eyes and you keep looking down. And I'm responding to, nobody please think I'm rude. I'm actually doing responses to the Facebook. I know I sound corny right now, but I don't want anybody else that I'm not interested. Hey, talking to you lovely people. So I love you guys. And to her, she and I are very close, and she likes my eyes. And yeah, there we go.
All the ladies like the eyes. What's up, Mr. Casey? Would you got anything to say for tonight, buddy?
No, I just had a good time tonight. Yeah, appreciate you guys for having me. Appreciate the listeners for having me. Looking forward to working with you guys. Baker, you said it right, man. I feel rejuvenated after seeing everybody at Dead Camp and meet new folks. It's good to see Cooper Andrews. You guys mentioned Mark Roberts. I definitely got to meet him. I had bought the Dead Camp cards from him, so I got that whole set. And shout out to Jacob's Table. That food was amazing. Oh man.
Gosh, you're right.
Dude.
Folks, listen. Jules and Brian, just some of the most phenomenal people you will ever meet. I don't care where you go. Their heart is in this just like Oscar. And I'm so sorry, guys. I should have said that way earlier in this show, but I just literally just got in, so forgive me. I don't even have on pants yet. Literally, I
Prove it.
put the shirt on. But no, the food is awesome. They've got some big things going. I'm not going to say anything. Maybe, I can get permission one day. But everybody is growing. Everything is expanding, and we'll leave it like that. But they really kept it together, and it was great. So yeah, Thank you for that.
And to be honest with you, I'm still exhausted. I have never been this exhausted in a long time. I like literally. I think I worked that morning, that Friday. I worked from 8 a.m. all the way to 11 p.m. that night. Did almost the exact same thing the next day, and it just took every bit of me. And I'm still kind of tired from it.
I thought he was closed, Casey. I called him one of these days. He's moving like wood 2x4s, and I said, "What you in Harrelson?" He's like, "I was like, you look like you're to damn Lowe's. Are you building something? Or you?"
I do got to say this. Thank you, Dale, for helping Dale Boswell. if it wouldn't have been for him, I don't know if I could have done the rest of it, man. I was exhausted, and Dale came up there in his little Negan outfit, and I said, put that shit down. We're gonna go take some shit. I was like, we're gonna get. He's like, what are we taking? I'm like, we're taking wood. Let's go get it. He's like, I don't want to take that. Let's go take it anyway. And he was a sport, and he helped me out, and I appreciate it, Dale, man. I really do. You know, Sonoya Princess is on here talking junk like always. We know Dustin. We know Dustin's cute. You can play with his little rosy cheeks later. We know. just messing with you.
I didn't get a lot of time with her. She is just a fireball full of energy and fun. Great cosplay, just absolutely very sweet. Thank you for the sweet comments on the thing. I'm screenshotting that, hanging on my refrigerator. So.
There you go. I know she hangs out with Jose. So if you see Jose run around Sonoya, she's right there with him like a sidekick. I thought they had something going on. Evidently, they didn't. She set me straight on that. You know,
it's because me and Jose, it's like, you know, Jose can't be cheating on me like that.
Yeah.
My zombie.
It's never a Walking Dead party till you see Jose walk through the door. I'm sorry, it just ain't.
There's days if I could just get to Sonoy and see Jose for 30 seconds, I would just, you know, woosah. Okay.
Hey, we had this girl that come in the tour. I know this is totally off subject, but Jose's rocks. He leaves those
podcasts with me.
Well, Jose has these rocks. He calls Sonoya rocks. Okay, and they're dressed up like zombies. He paints them. I think she does too, Miss Princess over here. But anyway, I had this girl that walked through the door, and I kid you not, she found one of those rocks in my door. I didn't even know it was there. Okay. And then she lit up. She's like, "Oh my God, I finally found a Sonoya rock." I'm like, "That's awesome. I didn't even know that crap was there."
I specifically, this is true story. I had drove down to Sonoy just to look for rocks.
And the thing about it was, I would have to walk ahead of Baker just to help him find them. Yeah.
Stick right here. I'm like, what do you mean? Come right here. And I'm challenged sometimes. I can't help it.
Well, we used to go find bullets, Casey. I used to go around kicking them and stuff. And I'm like, I said, Dustin, look around here. He's like, what? You look around. I'm like, right there. Oh, okay.
Nice.
It gives me a trip, boy. But, yeah, we had good times.
So I was overly excited, you know. I'm like, you know, like a kid on crack with ADHD, and I'm just, you know, I'm happy to play in the Georgia dirt. I'm like, somebody from the show stepped here on this grass.
Actually, that was the same spot as what Eugene bit Dwight in the balls. Remember that one? The exact same place. Yeah. Try to get Dustin to bite me in the nuts. He wouldn't do it. Just off subject. Just saying.
School, that very well could happen. Live. We do it for charity. I will charity right now. We raised enough money for charity.
There is no amount of money you could ever bite on my balls. I appreciate the offer though.
What a good friend I am if you want to, but we won't do that. No, we'll probably get sanctioned now.
That's all good. So let's see. There we go. We're getting kind of stressed for time. Anybody got anything they want to kind of bring into it before we start signing out?
No, man. I don't. I am. Look, Casey, welcome. You rocked it, brother. I love you. I can't wait to spend more time with you. You know, and this is going to be epic. It's going to be great. And it is. Yeah, and again, thank you to everybody for this weekend. Everybody, from the fans to the vendors to just anybody that showed up. Thank you for making it great for us.
And I'm gonna leave this out there. We got a special guest next week. You all know and love. He's coming on the show. I'm gonna just say this: it's a pet. Until next time, guys. We love you, deuces.
No.
Night.
Good night.
See.